Tensura X Coat, The God and the Genius by Tempest_Moon. Chapter 10 Private Meeting. Kiyotaka Pav. The class ended for the day. Harada, on the other hand, stood up in front of the podium and was ready to start the discussion with the class. Well, I better get out of here. This doesn't concern me, so there's no point hanging around. While thinking such thoughts, Horikita and Sudo already left the classroom before Harada even arrived at the podium. They're really not interested, huh? Looking at their backs near the door, I notice that Kushida approached my seat. It looks like our classmates are having a hard time without having any points. It would appear so. It's also probably hard for you too, right? Kushida-san. Kushida, who appeared before me, gave me her angelic smile, which made my heart skip a beat. She might not be as good looking as Rimuru, but her beauty cannot be underestimated, huh? I'm not really having a hard time, at least not for now. I've spent almost half of my points last month, and there's a few points left in my account, so I think that I'm gonna be frugal when buying stuff this month. Kushida then sat on my table while looking around our classmates. She then turned her attention towards me and spoke. What about you, Ayanokoji-kun? Are you doing good with your points? Her stare towards me would make any boys confess their feelings right at that moment. But I'm not that type of boy. I'm not even sure if I'm confident enough to start a conversation with someone, let alone confess my feelings. I'm doing alright. I've barely used any of my points, to be honest. I didn't have many things to buy, so I just saved it. Is that so? You're good at managing yourself, aren't you, Ayanokoji-kun? It's a good trait for a guy, you know. I guess. Did she just praise me or something? While we're having a conversation, Karuizawa approached my table and waved her hands towards Kushida. Hey, Kushida-san. Do you have a moment? With Karuizawa's call, Kushida looked at her direction and replied. Yes. What is it, Karuizawa-san? Her angelic face was still intact when talking to Karuizawa, and she kept her smiling face towards her. I've spent too much points this month and I'm in a pretty tough situation right now. So I'm wondering if I could borrow 2,000 points from you so that I can hang on for this month. Karuizawa was giving a happy-going smile while scratching the back of her head. Kushida, on the other hand, didn't seem to mind about her behavior. Okay, sure. Send me your line info, I'll transfer you the points you need. Thanks, Kushida-san. You're the best. After transferring their information, Karuizawa then set off towards our other classmates and did what she previously do on Kushida. Are you sure giving up your points to her is a good idea? You're also low on points, aren't you? Well, you help your friends in need, right? Yeah, I think. But that's their own fault though. Spending 100,000 points in the span of a month is their mistake. It's true that we've been deceived by our teacher, but that's not a valid excuse to make. Maybe you're right. But for me, I just want to help our classmates who are having a hard time. I don't know, but it just makes me happy. She really is a good student, isn't she? Out of nowhere, the loudspeaker on our room suddenly announced. Ayanokoji-kun and Tempest-san, from first year class D. Please come see Chiyabashira-sensei in the faculty office. With the sudden announcement, I looked at Rimuru, who were already preparing to leave. Looks like the teacher needs you. I wonder why she included Tempest-san though. Kushida, who has been talking with me for a while, asked in a curious voice. After that, she gave her goodbyes to me as I head out to the door. Chiyabashira called, huh? I wonder what's this all about. While walking on the wide corridor of the school, I heard a voice on my back. Kyokan. Wait up, will ya? Rimuru, who followed me from behind, walked in a fast pace to catch up to me. I stopped on my tracks and looked at her. Tempest-san. When I looked at her, she finally caught up with me and started walking again with the same pacing. You're fast, aren't you? That tired me out, she said while wiping off the sweat on her neck with a handkerchief. That's weird. I really thought that Rimuru has more stamina than this. The room was not that far away, but she really looks exhausted. Rimuru previously showed on our activities that she's more physically fit than some of our classmates, but I don't buy it. Not even in a bit. You didn't have to catch up on me, you know. The teacher will probably wait until you arrive. Yeah, even so. I just saw you heading the same way, so why not just go together, right? She didn't look annoyed by making her run like that. And when I looked closer, I rethink of my impression of her appearance. What am I saying? Kushida doesn't even stand close to her beauty. Kushida might be cute and all, but Rimuru's appearance is far more divine. It was stupid to compare both of them together, it was not even a close battle. A perfectly shaped body, and a great physical and intellectual capability. She is the definition of a perfect girl in other boys' dream. While I have been starting at her for some time now, Rimuru noticed my gaze and looked curious about it. What are you looking at me for? Have you fell in love or something? That's funny. I think I've heard her say that before. For someone who clearly disliked boys taking advances, you seem fine making that remarks, huh? She then chuckled and slapped the back of my shoulder. What's the harm in that? I know for a fact that you're not thinking of falling in love with me in the first place, so I think there's no problem with that. Is that so? Well, what if I say I did fell for you, then are you going to start avoiding me or something? Rimuru then slowed down and I looked towards her. Is that even possible though? Ayano-koji-kun. Did she just called me by my surname? I felt a sudden eerie feeling on the air. She was making a full wide grin and I can feel a dark shadow forming from her back. I can't explain what it was, but it was sure not fun. What do you mean? I asked her, trying to calm myself. She's making me feel agitated and I can't find the reason why. Nothing at all. The teacher probably is waiting for us. So we better hurry up. Rimuru then closed our distance and we started to walk side by side. I can't let my guard down. Not for a moment when I am with her. I need to remember that. We reached the room where Chiyabashira-sensei assigned. When we entered the room, we weren't able to find Chiyabashira-sensei, so we asked the other person who was present at the faculty room. Excuse us. Is Chiyabashira-sensei here? I asked to the teacher who were present at the faculty room. She looked at both of us and spoke. Sei-chan. Oh, she's here just a moment ago. She must be a teacher from a different class. I see. Thank you. I said as me and Rimuru looked at each other, wondering what we should do. Do you guys want to wait here for a minute? No, thank you. We'll be waiting at the hall. When we left the faulty room, the teacher unexpectedly followed us. I'm Hoshinomiya Chi, I handle Class B. I usually call Chiyabashira as Sei-chan. We were classmates back then and were using nicknames for the both of us. Me and Rimuru let out an awkward smile as the teacher introduced herself to us. We didn't respond to her, but she seems insistent about knowing who we are. Hey, why did Sei-chan call you guys in the faculty room? I don't have an idea. I don't understand. You were called to the office without a reason. Both of you, what's your name? An onslaught of questions. She scanned us both from top to bottom, as if sizing us up. My name is Ayano-koji. I said as I introduced myself. Rimuru was reluctant at first, but she also introduced herself. My name is Rimuru Tempest. It good meeting you, Hoshinomiya-sensei. I saw Rimuru gave her a friendly smile as she introduced herself. The teacher before us returned the smile and complimented her. You're a cute one, Tempest-san. Are you going out with Ayano-koji-kun by chance? That's impossible. I wouldn't even dare to think about dating her. If I were though, she's probably the last thing I would ever date. It's not like I dislike Rimuru, but I always feel agitated when I'm with her. Besides, I feel like it's also impossible for her to fall for me too. No, not at all. Kyo and I are called together by Chiyabashira-sensei, so that's why we're here. Hoshinomiya-sensei seems to agree with Rimuru and didn't ask any further. She then turned her attention towards me and smiled. You're a lucky guy, aren't you, Ayano-koji-kun? To be called by your nickname by a beautiful lady is a blessing, isn't it? Really? A blessing? I'm here dying, can't you see that? Maybe other boys would think that it was a blessing, but not for me. I can't read her, I don't know how she thinks and what her motives are, so that's why I can't help myself to be wary about her. Before I could even respond, a girl called out to the teacher. Sensei, someone was calling for you. The student council said that they need your assistance. The girl glanced at our direction but quickly turned towards the teacher. Well, I think I'll have to let both of you go for now. Just wait here for a bit. Sei-chan will arrive soon. Okay, thank you, Sensei. We'll keep that in mind. Rimuru said as she looked at the student standing near us. It's you, Tempest-san. It's been a long time after our last meeting, isn't it? She met with Rimuru. Indeed it was. I hope that your application to the student council got accepted, Ikino-zazan. It would be sad if it didn't. She flinched for a moment after hearing her words. She then gave her a pained smile and replied. Hee. I did try filing another application but it was also rejected. I don't know what's the president's reason but I'm not gonna give up. That's the spirit. I'm rooting for you, Ikino-zazan. She then smiled and waved her hands towards us and both of them left. But before they got far away, the girl then turned around and shouted towards Rimuru. You also don't have to give up, Tempest-san. Try your best and you might get accepted to the student council. I will. After that they finally left, and Chiyabashira arrived. Sorry for the wait. Let's get going now, shall we? Yes. After my short reply, the three of us entered the guidance room which stood besides the faculty room. So why did you call both of us, sensei? Getting straight to the point, I asked Chiyabashira in a respectful manner. She didn't answer my question though. Before we got to that, I need both of you to get in here. She opened the door that leads towards a small spaced room with a lot of kitchen utensils in place. She then spoke in a commanding tone. Both of you will stay here for a while. None of you make any sounds while in here, okay? If you don't do what I say, then I will expel both of you. With this, Rimuru snickered at the teacher. That's quite a threat, isn't it? Sensei. Very well, we shall play along, Kyo. Maybe our teacher is setting up something fun for both of us. I guess you're right. While agreeing with her, both of us entered the room and did what our teacher instructed. This feels erotic, isn't it? Two opposite sex got locked up on a small room without any intervention from the outside. What do you think, Kyo? She was grinning while staring at me. It was uncomfortable and I was nervous about what she might do. She then closed her distance with me and I was having a hard time responding to her. I don't think that it's a good idea, but the teacher didn't give us any choice. I can say that if a boy got stuck with a beautiful girl in a room alone, they would go wild. She's playing with me. I must remain calm. Her laughing face suddenly turned into a pained expression for a second. She held her head for a moment and returned back to normal. Tempest-san, are you okay? I asked, curious about what's happening to her. Yep. I'm fine. I just got a little migraine or something. Migraine. Even if that's true. Migraine doesn't come and go in a matter of seconds though. Geez. You noticed that? Well, I guess you're right. Before I can respond, the door from the outside opened and another individual joined Chiyabashira-sensei. Sensei. I'm here to speak with you. Ah, you've arrived. Horikita, what do you need? Apparently, on the other side of the room was Horikita. Rimuru and I then close our position towards the wall and listen to their conversation. Sensei. Why was I sorted to Class D? That's why you asked me to meet you, huh? So that's why she's here. Today, you told us that the school sorted superior students into Class A. You said that Class D was filled with the leftovers, the last bastion of delinquents. That's true. So what's your point? I've perfectly solved most of the problems on the entrance exam and I answered all of the interviews correctly. So why was I in Class D? So she thinks that she's a superior student. Well, she does look like a superior student. I see. So you must think that you are a superior student, don't you? Yes. At least that's what I think of me. On the other side of the room, me and Rimuru listened while staring at each other. I can see her, let out a wide grin on her face and was clearly enjoying this. Why are you smiling like that? Stop it, it's creeping me out. While I was having an internal problems of my own, I heard the teacher let out an audible laugh. Ha ha ha. You solved nearly all of the problems on the entrance examination, I have a list of scores of your exam papers here. Let's see to it, shall we? You seem awfully prepared. Of course, Horikata. I'm an instructor. You really did well on those exams and even did a perfect job on the interviews. Not gonna lie, the school does evaluate you quite highly, you know. If that's the case, then that only means that the school does not only evaluate someone's academic performance to be a part of Class A. If that's the case, then why? Well, before that, why are you dissatisfied with being in Class D? Why is that even a question? Of course I'm dissatisfied with the incorrect evaluation. My potentials cannot be improved if I'm part of Class D. She thinks highly of herself. I guess that's just her personality. Incorrect. Perhaps your self-evaluation was quite high, Horikata. I acknowledge that your intellectual capability is high, but who told you that only smart people are categorically superior than others? This school is not like that. But that's common sense. Common sense. Don't make me laugh. Horikita, you certainly are a smart girl, but the goal of this school is to produce superior students, and that doesn't apply only to smart people. If you believe academics alone place you into a higher class, then you are mistaken. There was a moment of silence outside. And I can hear slight moving around the room but can't make up what's going on outside. Think about it. If we only choose smart people to enter this school, then do you think that pseudo have a chance in here? Quote. No. And also, you're taking things too lightly. Do you really think that Class A is a very great place to be part with? That class is always facing intense pressure every single day because of the possibility that they might get overtaken by other classes. If you are placed in there, do you think you have what it takes to fight every day? That's true. Class D can be considered as the easy class. We're at the bottom, so there's no pressure against other classes. And you know, there are students that are thankful to be part of Class D. You're joking, right? I can't think of such person. Did she just? Believe it or not, that's the truth. We've been going around for some time now, but you haven't really answered my question. If there's any mistakes by the placement, please double check it. Oh, there's nothing wrong with the placement. You certainly are part of Class D. Is that so? Then I'll ask someone on a higher position then. Even if you do, the answer will be the same. Although, if you really want to reach Class A, then you can work for it, you know. I'm not that dumb enough to spend my time on such worthless task. Tempestson might try it, but all I can see is failure. That's interesting. What did she do? Earlier, she inspired the class to aim for Class A and they all seem to agree with her. Isn't that nice? Why not trying helping her? Like I said, I don't like doing such worthless task. I see. Oh, that reminds me, I've called 2 students early that is relatively relevant to you. With that signal, both me and Rimuru, who has been listening all this time, got out of the room. Are both of you listening all this time? She asked. I know you're talking with each other, but we can't hear anything from the other side. I said with my blank expression. Oh, it's not nice to lie, you know, Kyo. Rimuru, on the other hand, didn't cooperate with me. Horikita then turned her attention towards our teacher. Sensei, why would you do this? Why? Because I deem it necessary. Now that we got that out of the way, I'll explain why I called both of you here. Well, please excuse me. Horikita reached the doorknob but suddenly got stopped by teacher. Not so fast. This is beneficial for you too, Horikita. This will give you a hint on how to reach Class A. Horikita stopped and turned around to us. I've got something that I got from someone that piqued my interest. Would you like hearing this out? Ayanako-ji. What I can see was a couple of test papers on her hand. I've got a little of clue about what it was and now I'm feeling a little bit worried. 50 points in all of the subjects, huh? That's quite a number on all of the test, isn't it? I knew it. But how did she got those? Well, she's a teacher, I suppose. But that's a scary coincidence. Horikita, who looked disinterested earlier, was surprised. Rimuru was smiling on my side, which put me on edge again. Oh, you think that it's a coincidence? You're wrong. He did it on purpose, you know. That's not true. Coincidences can be a scary thing, but that score is just a coincidence. Besides, what would I gain by manipulating my scores? I can't help but to insert myself on their conversation. I can't let this talk continue any more than it should have. So you're playing that way, huh? You know, only a handful of students answered the hardest questions with ease, but you answered them perfectly. But on the other hand, you got the wrong answers for questions with the easiest solution. Why is that? Why would she look for that in detail though? I find no reason for her to snoop around my files. I told you, it's just a coincidence. For crying out loud, Ayanako-ji. I respect your frank attitude, but that would only cause you problems in the future, you know. Maybe, but I'm telling you those were just coincidence. I kept my words the same. I can't let anyone know about my true intentions, but it seems like I've been found out. Why do you pretend not to know, Ayanako-ji-kun? Horikita asked me while looking at my eyes. It's just a coincidence, I tell you. It's not like I'm trying to hide that I'm a genius or something. I don't know about that. Maybe he's smarter than you, Horikita. She visible flinched by Rimuru's words. Rimuru was clearly enjoying this scene and I'm not happy about it. Please don't say anything unnecessary. I'm not. I dislike studying and I don't even plan on trying hard on the exams. That's not a normal student of this school would say though. She's clearly pushing me, huh? Rimuru, who has been silent, got the idea. That's it, great, teasing me about something so serious. What are you hiding, Ayanako-ji-kun? Horikita is seriously curious about this, huh? This is bad. Well, I do have more information here. Do you want to know more, Horikita? Chiabashira-sensei then scanned the files and tries pulling more papers, but I suddenly stopped her. Please, that's enough. Any more of this and I might have destroyed most of the furniture here. They all looked at me with a blank stares. I don't care what they think, but this must be stopped at any cost. If you did that, Ayano-Koji, then you might get demoted to Class E. What's that? What do you mean? It means expulsion. You guys can leave now. That's all I want to talk about. Also, Tempest, you stay here for a minute. That was close. After that whole ordeal, me and Horikita left the room. Rimuru Pav. That was fun, isn't it, Seal? It looks like Manabu did a great job finding those files, huh? Yes. That was quite entertaining, Master. After asking to look for the files of Ayano-Koji when I was at the student council, Manabu gave me all of his files including his exam papers. It looked like it worked, doesn't it, Tempest? You have now my complete trust. Yes. That was quite a fascinating event, Sei-sensei. When both of them left, I sat down near my teacher and started a conversation with her. Fu. Looks like I did great on working behind the scene. With this, multiple individuals are now after Ayano-Koji. I really can't wait on what he will do about this. Chiabashira-sensei then spoke to me. His files are outstanding. Trying to play the dumb card was seriously a funny move, isn't it? Sei-sensei made a funny look on her face which was not even once seen in our class. Yes. It came from me, so there's no mistakes in that. My source are that great, you know. She then looked at me and smiled. You've got quite a connection, don't you? I appreciate it. With this I'm convinced that Ayano-Koji can help improve our class. Fu. Looks like it's going to be much fun in the future, huh? I can't wait. I can say that you've handled that pretty good, Sei-sensei. Kyo was clearly nervous about being revealed like that. Smiling by the recent events, I can't help but laugh while remembering his face. My only basis that he's a great student are on these papers, but you're making it sound like there's more to him than that. This made me chuckle a little bit. Kukuku. There's really more to him than meets the eye, you know. You better keep an eye on him. I see. I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, Tempest, are you really serious about reaching Class A? She's that desperate, huh? Why not? That can be a fun achievement, right? You're absolutely correct. If you're finding trouble, then you can ask me anytime. What a poor girl. You're trying to use anything at your disposal just to reach Class A too. I see that you're no different than Horikita. Well, I guess that girl was a little bit naive about things, so I can't compare her to you. While I was having an internal monologue, the teacher before me asked with full of hopes in her eyes. So is it really true that Ayano-Koji can also help us ascend to Class A? Yes. Having him work will improve our chances. But convincing him will be a hard task. That can be easy for you, right? You can just make him fall for you and use him whatever you like. That's stupid to begin with. That kind of thing won't work on him. So here's my suggestion. She patiently waited for my words and I told her while trying to hold back my excitement. You can use that information for your advantage, Sensei. I'll leave it to you, so find a way to convince him to work with the class. And as for me, I'll fulfill your wishes and will be leading this class from now on. That's reassuring. You're far more intellectual than Horikita and you have the charisma of Hirata. With you on the lead, it is possible for us to reach Class A. Indeed. Although, after our little talk, I walked out of the room and headed towards my dorm. Although that's my current goal. I don't care if I reach Class A or not. Because at the end of the day, I then made a sinister smile. All of you are just for my entertainment.